What's up?
Patchy right here. Little change of scenery. How does it feel? First UFC fight week, a couple days into the week. A little bit different than other things you've experienced?
Yeah, it's a little different. It's pretty. It's not. I mean, I've been in Tatiana's fight week for. I was just there for her world title fight, which is even a lot more than this. So, I kind of see it from like afar, but now being like doing it myself, it's a lot different than let's say my last couple. Like the Bellator fight weeks and of the past. The experience that I have.
Yeah, and having that big period of time where you weren't fighting, you weren't active, you were waiting for a fight, and then all of a sudden, like snap of the fingers, you're on the UFC roster, you have a fight booked already. What has this last couple of weeks been like for you? And just the excitement level too. You've gotten a lot of a good reception online.
It's been really good, honestly. Not having a fight, that's why I wanted to stay ready. Like I stayed ready for a whole year. I had 2 fights canceled. I ended up going to Dubai and beating up the one champion and grappling for just to do anything just to stay busy. So it was like super exciting when we got the call, and then like my coaches, they're super they're pumped and thrilled because obviously the UFC is the biggest organization in the world, so it was the perfect timing to accept a fight. And my weight had already been in check, everything was already, all the boxes were checked, so it happened overnight, and I'm just blessed to honestly be here now.
Yeah, and kind of going off that, I mean, you've never lacked motivation. I think a lot of people consider you one of the best bantamweights in the world, regardless of where you fought. So I'm curious, though, for you, as being able to associate your name with the UFC, does that unlock something in you as well? Like, is there an extra fire now, motivation for you?
Yeah, I feel I've always just been motivated to finish and to be on this, like I'm a killer in there, I don't really take steps back. I try to hunt people and finish them. So it just lit more fire to kind of do what I've already done. I was 11-0 as an amateur, finished everyone, 20-1 as a pro, finished freaking everyone, and now I have this new run, start over right now in the UFC, and I'm going to start by finishing them all,
Yeah, and your debut, you're coming in fighting the number 10 guy, Mario Bautista. When you envisioned yourself going to the UFC, when you started to have those thoughts, I guess where did you think they were going to match you in the division? Like, is this kind of what you expected? Did you think you were going to get thrown right at the top? Or I guess, are you happy with the number 10 for your debut?
Yeah, I'm grateful for, obviously being out of fighting. I'm grateful for anything right now, to fight. I think I'm one of the most decorative world champions, being a 3-time world champion at 20-1 with 15 finishes. I think that's more decorative than Kaya Sakara, Michael Chandler, even Patricio Pitbull, seeing as I beat the guy that just beat him in Sergio. I think that it's a little bit, I'm one of the most decorative champions. But I took this fight because the UFC needed someone to take this fight, and I put my name in the hat because something intrigued me about Mario Bautista being on a 7-fight win streak, just beating a legend like Jose Aldo, and me not fighting for a while. I looked at the upside, I could do a solid for the UFC and fight and take this guy out, take his win streak. But when I look at the rankings and stuff, I feel like, I could have tried to hold out for a higher ranking or a different name or something, but that's not my style. I don't mind going through Mario Bautista, and then I'm hunting them all. So if I want to be the best, I have to beat them all.
Yeah, and last one from me. A lot was made of his last fight, the fight against Aldo, the excitement level or the lack thereof. I guess, do you think he's going to try to utilize that same sort of game plan with you, and how do you make that the fight not have a higher level of excitement?
Well, I think they just had like a stalemate in positions because Jose Aldo has good takedown defense and Mario was able to hold him up against the fence, but Jose Aldo doesn't really like move against the fence. So I think it's not just on him, it's not only his fault that that fight kind of was lackluster, but no, he won't be able to do that against me at all.
Patchy, over here, other side. In the last few years, we've seen a lot of these big free agents come over, and the story they always say, like, when people would ask what they do for a living, they go, oh, I'm an MMA fighter. They all go, oh, you're in the UFC? They go, no, I'm in Bellator, no, I'm in PFL. Have you had that experience too? And since the signings, how's it feel to finally tell fans maybe that didn't know, haven't seen you fight, to be like, oh, I'm in the UFC actually?
Yeah, I feel like I've had that my whole career, but I've won like years ago. I won $1 million years ago. So, You know, when I say I'm the Bellator world champion, the $1 million champion, you know, $1 million tournament winner, I feel validated from that. But now being in the UFC, you know, it clears like a lot for like the casual fans that don't know the, you know, the layers of promotions and stuff. So it's like, it is something, yes, I really like to check off my box. And now when I tell people about MMA, I could just tell them that I'm in the #1 promotion in the world, and it's the UFC.
To kind of go off that diehard remark you made, I feel like, you know, when Chandler came over, people were just kind of happy that he got the opportunity after like a decade plus in Bellator. Same for MVP, and you know, Kayla had this history with the double gold medals. But I feel like the diehard fans have been extremely excited for you specifically because you're in your prime and
Yeah.
you were the reigning champion. If you felt like you're the diehard fans, like this is the fight that they've been wanting to see.
Well, bro, because out of everyone that's ever come over, I'm 31 years old, and I'm 20-1 with a very, very close split decision. I mean, close decision loss. I mean, I could be 21-0, one round removed. You know, I'm in my prime. I have like an 80% finish rate, and the last 5 guys I fought have like a record of like 120-15. You know, that's like, you know, like crazy amount of experience that they have and crazy good names. You know, so I feel like I'm one of the most hyped prospects that ever had come over. But maybe if the promotion didn't sell and all this stuff, I don't even know if I would have been able to get out to come over. You know what I mean? So like, I guess like everything just worked out for a reason, and I belong in the UFC. You know, I am among, if not, I truly, full-heartedly believe I'm the best bantamweight in the world, and I need to be in the UFC to prove that. So I'm happy to have the diehards, you know, like the support and stuff, but I'm looking forward just to proving it on Saturday why the people support me, why I'm as, you know, touted as I am.
Well, you just said the record of your previous opponents was like that astronomical number. But I even like the first media day you did when they announced it. I think someone was even like, "Oh, now you get to fight the best fighters in the world." And is any part of you like, "Well, I have been. It's just it wasn't."
Bro, I've already been doing that. Magomedov, who I've beaten twice and finished, has wins over Yan. Bandejas, who I finished in a minute, has wins over Merab. You know, like much respect though to them guys. But I'm saying I've been fighting. Kyoji Horiguchi fought for the UFC world title. He's 7-1. Sergio Pettis, I fought him at his prime. You know, he was in the UFC at 23. I fought him at 30, coming off a 7-year win streak, and he just beat Patricio Pitbull. You know. So, like, and I'm finishing these guys. Rufian Stotts, 19-1, 2-time national champion, knocked him out in a minute. Like, you know. So these guys, only other losses to Merab. They're all sleepers with really, really good names and records. But I don't have a lot of, like, validation for beating these guys. So when I go fight Mario Bautista on Saturday, I don't think it's a step up. I think maybe he's as good as the last 5 guys I've had. Or maybe he's not. I don't even think he beats all them. But I know that it'll validate my career when I finish him on Saturday.
And just last one for me, you know, given how Mario's last fight went, like fair or not, like fans, he's not the fans' favorite fighter right now. They kind of maybe hoping someone beats him. So facing someone like Mario, plus being on the undercard of the bantamweight title fight, all the timeline, is it just could this have gone any better for your UFC debut?
Yeah, like I'm a surgeon, not just in grappling, but like the moves I make, and I thought really thoroughly about taking this fight and what it will do to me. I needed to be on this card to be around Sean O'Malley and to be around Merab and to be around this world title fight. I need to smell that. I need to see it. I need to know, you know, I need to know what it's about. You know, I need my head right here. I wasn't going to watch this from home. Like, hell no. I got an opportunity to be here, and I got an opportunity to take this guy's win streak, and that's what I came here for. So 100%, you know, I'm looking through Mario Bautista and the opportunities that it gives me on Saturday night, and I needed to be here for it, you know.
Patchy right here. You've been extremely active throughout your entire career, but this is actually the longest layoff you've ever had coming into a fight. Do you feel like that extra time off was crucial looking back on it for preparation, or do you feel like it just delayed the inevitable?
I feel like It just helped me like grow. I needed to grow in other ways outside of the cage. It helped me be resilient, and it taught me a lot about patience. Like in this last year, because I had so many fights canceled, because I was just in the gym, I learned how to fall in love with MMA again. Like I used to just like, for a long time I was doing MMA because, I was champion and it came with everything. But this year it came with nothing. Like I didn't get not one thing from the sport back. So what I did is I tried to help all my other teammates. I try to just be in camp and try to help as many people as I can, the Dan Iges, the Julian Arosas, the Stan Mans, the Kobe Fairs, all my training partners. I tried to help them while they were Jeremy Kennedy, while they were getting ready, and all my jiu-jitsu buddies too, like the 10th Planet guys, Andy Varala, Brady, Spence, Adam, like all those guys. I just helped my teammates, and in this last year, I just fell in love with training. So I feel like I was dangerous like a year ago, but I'm like 2-3 times more dangerous right now.
So you've been on the side of the journey that Tatiana is currently on many times before, along with her. How much has she helped you acclimate and prepare for this moment?
She's helped me a lot, from everything at home to everything we do on the daily. I train with her. I drive home from training with her. I eat my food with her. I lay my head down with her. So it's she motivates me, and I spent weeks with her in Australia, and then we had come home and just took a little time off from training, and then maybe a week or two, because her knee and stuff, and we just kind of hung out, and then just got right back to it. And she's been in the gym lately too, so it's she's right there training, sparring, doing everything she can to become the best as well. So it's very motivating for me to have the support.
Patchy, right over here. I know that you come from a place not too far from here, upstate New York, and a couple weeks ago you posted a picture of your family saying how you hadn't seen them in a little bit. Can you tell me, what a perfect timeline this week would look like? Would it be getting this victory and seeing your family, kind of where you come in this part of the country where you come from, something like that?
Yeah, we're already over here, so just to, like I said, I can't pass this debut up. I made my Bellator debut against Ricky Bandejas. I was a humongous underdog, and I choked him out in 1 minute. All my family and friends were there. So now I make my UFC debut in New Jersey. All my family and friends are here. We're going to have a humongous feast on Friday night. I'll have 30 people out at dinner. And then I'm looking forward to Saturday, waking up, shaking out, and going out there and putting a master class on. And if it's not a master class, I don't care. I will go to war with this kid all day of the week.
And one thing I know about you, too, is that you live by the motto, stay ready. You're always putting stuff like that on your Instagram. And I feel like it probably could have gotten tough to stay ready, right? Because you had nothing to look forward to, nothing lined up and stuff like that. So how hard was that to do, and how happy were you when you had finally gotten the call that you had something to prepare for?
Yeah, I come from Extreme Couture, and I'm one of the main staples of our gym, aside from me, Strickland, Curtis, a few of these guys, these, and I'm always training. I don't believe in training camp. I don't believe in I spar I'm in training. I do everything, I'm always training. Like a fight camp, that's what I live my life like. So they said 3 weeks, but this is not 3 weeks. This is honestly months in advance that I've been training super, super hard for a moment. I knew something was about to pop, but I just didn't know what it was. And luckily, they called me.
And last for me, yesterday you posted a video seeing some fans outside the hotel signing the UFC posters for the first time. Did that bring a little bit of, extra motivation or excitement? Was it kind of new beginnings that may have been exciting for you?
No, I'm just super down to earth and humble, so I like to interact with anybody, man. I treat the doorman like he's just because I'm a world champion previously, made millions of dollars fighting, whatever. I don't look at anybody as I'm better than them. So the fans and stuff, man, I love to interact with them, or just follow them on social media, or take pictures, or just communicate and talk. I want them to know that I'm a super normal person as well, and I don't because I've been so good for so long, won 31 out of 32 fights over 11 years, and really had not much to make me a star and stuff. I feel like that's made me so grounded and humble. like among other people. You know what I mean? So it was super cool just to interact with them and to have the love, because there ain't never been no love like that at a Bellator event.
Patchy over here. You grew up having to sell your school lunch for $1, beating up another kid for $20. You used that money to buy groceries for your
Quoted
family.
that? Who quoted that? I don't know who quoted that. This video came out. I don't know who quoted that. I don't know about that one, man. I think that's a misquote, honestly.
Well, I wanted to ask, is there any specific lessons that your childhood did to shape how you are today?
Yeah, there is a lot of lessons. My mom, she adopted me and my my brothers and sisters. A mother, a single mother of 4. She raised all 4 of us kids. And, I was only a pound when I was born, like a pound 8 ounces. So I was a premature baby. And my adopted mother brought me into this world and gave me a life that I'm blessed to live today. So, she's watching on Saturday, and I'm looking forward to repaying the favor to my mom and my family, and making everyone's dreams come true, not just mine.